Welcome to the realm of science fiction. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Enjoy listening. Astra Space Colony was in complete turmoil after the recent decisions made by the Galactic Council. According to the new decree, the colony would start producing its own women. Despite strong opposition from the alien women living in the colony, there was little they could do. The Galactic Council had valid reasons for their decision. The female population of the colony was dwindling day by day. Their frail bodies and the constant exposure to human-borne diseases had taken a significant toll, leading to a steady decline in their numbers. Following the Council's announcement, the production of alien women in laboratories began without delay. These synthetic women were created in capsules, with lavender-colored skin and human-like body proportions. The only noticeable difference was that their facial features took some time to fully form. The Galactic Council was practically printing money with this new initiative, and wealthy individuals from across the galaxy were intrigued. Many traveled to Astra to observe the synthetic women, eager to interact with them. The Council set an ambitious goal: to produce 100 alien women per day, which would turn Astra into a highly popular colony within a year. Orcs, the colony's leader, was pleased with the Council's decision and the rapid success that followed. The lavender-skinned synthetic women quickly became Astra's most significant source of income. Visitors from all over the galaxy flocked to the colony, paying exorbitant fees to witness these unique creations. As Orcs reveled in the wealth pouring into his coffers, he was also aware of the colony's rising prestige. However, this seemingly perfect scenario did not last long. The natural alien women in the colony could no longer conceal their anger toward the synthetic ones. Considering themselves the originals, they began organizing protests in the streets. What started as mere slogans quickly escalated into a well-organized resistance. Within weeks, a massive protest took place in the colony's central square. Women held banners reading, "Our identity is not for sale, and we are not merchandise." They demanded recognition and respect. The protests did not remain peaceful for long. One night, a group of militant women stormed one of the production laboratories, causing significant damage to the equipment inside. Orcs was stunned by the attack, and unrest began brewing within the Galactic Council. Despite mounting pressure, Orcs was determined to maintain his authority. He decided to take a radical approach. In a live broadcast across all colony media channels, he stood in front of the microphone and spoke in a calm, yet menacing tone. "If this nonsense continues, if even one more attempt is made to sabotage our laboratories, I will exile you from this colony, never to return. We are all part of this colony. However, if order is disrupted, the consequences will be severe. Think carefully. Either you adapt, or you will be cast into the infinite void." For a while, Ornax's threat seemed to work. The protests diminished, and the women retreated into silence. But beneath the surface, the anger continued to simmer, waiting for the right moment to erupt. As tensions escalated, a secret plan began to take shape. The original women, realizing they could not win by force alone, started approaching the synthetic women in secret. They engaged them in deep discussions about their existence and true purpose. Initially hesitant, the synthetic women gradually came to understand that they were being used as mere commodities. "You are individuals, not products," the original women told them, planting seeds of doubt in their minds. Over time, these secret meetings grew in number and influence. Enlightened by their newfound understanding, the synthetic women began questioning their role in the colony. When the realization fully dawned upon them, they were ready for action. One night, they united with the original women and launched a large-scale assault on the production facility. This time, their numbers were overwhelming, and their objective was clear: to put an end to the mass production of synthetic women once and for all. Despite the colony's security measures, they managed to sabotage the systems and destroy all production capsules. The explosion that followed shook the entire colony. Ornax, upon hearing the news, was livid. Pacing furiously in his palace, he barked orders to his officers: "Eliminate them all without exception. They have betrayed me and will ruin this colony." However, things did not go as Ornax had planned. The combined forces of the original and synthetic women had devised an escape plan. Their goal was to leave Astra behind and start anew on Earth. Using their technological expertise, they secretly prepared an evacuation fleet. Despite Ornax's efforts to intercept them, the women remained resolute. One fateful night, they departed Astra en masse, leaving the colony behind. As their fleet soared through the vast emptiness of space, the women felt a sense of liberation they had never experienced before. For the first time in their existence, they were in control of their own destiny. The synthetic women, once created to serve and entertain, now felt a newfound purpose to define their own identities. The original women, long oppressed by the economic exploitation of their existence, found solace in the unity they had built with their synthetic sisters. Back on Astra, Ornax stood in the grand hall of his palace, staring at the holographic screens displaying the chaotic aftermath of the Exodus. The once bustling colony had become eerily silent. Trade vessels refused to dock, tourists canceled their visits, and the once thriving black market trade of synthetic companions came to a grinding halt. Ornax clenched his fists, his mind racing with thoughts of revenge. He sent out patrol ships to track the fleeing women, but they were no match for the advanced stealth technology the women had integrated into their ships. Meanwhile, the escape fleet traveled through the star systems, carefully avoiding detection. The journey to Earth was long and filled with uncertainties. They had to remain hidden, bypassing heavily patrolled routes and drifting through asteroid belts to avoid unwanted attention. Supplies were limited and tension ran high among the travelers, yet, despite the hardships, they pressed on with unwavering determination. As they approached the solar system, an unsettling realization dawned upon them. Earth was not the utopia they had imagined. News broadcasts intercepted from human space stations revealed a planet plagued by its own political struggles, environmental decay, and deep-seated prejudices against extraterrestrial beings. The women gathered in the command center of their lead ship, discussing their next steps. "We cannot simply land and expect to be welcomed," said Nara, one of the original leaders. "We need to be strategic to understand this world before revealing ourselves." After much deliberation, they decided to establish an orbiting base on the dark side of the moon, using their advanced technology to remain undetected. From there, they observed Earth, gathering intelligence on human society, culture, and weaknesses. Days turned into weeks, and the women infiltrated Earth's digital networks, learning its history, languages, and social dynamics. They discovered that while Earth was flawed, it was also filled with potential, movements for equality, voices advocating for change, and individuals who might sympathize with their plight. Some among them suggested seeking alliances with Earth's underground resistance groups, while others argued for a more cautious approach. Despite their cautious optimism, the fleet's presence did not go unnoticed for long. Earth's military satellites detected unusual energy signatures near the moon, prompting investigations from various global powers. A fleet of human warships was dispatched to investigate, and the women were faced with a critical decision: reveal themselves and risk hostility, or remain hidden and search for another home. Inside the command center of the lead ship, tension was thick. Screens displayed incoming transmissions from Earth's fleet, coded messages filled with demands for identification and purpose. The women watched in silence as the human ships slowly approached, their weapons systems primed and ready. Nara stood at the helm, her lavender-toned skin illuminated by the flickering lights of the control panel. "We cannot remain hidden forever," she said firmly. "If we run, they will only hunt us down. It is time to show them who we are." Many agreed with her, but others hesitated. A synthetic woman named Celia, who had only recently begun to question her existence, voiced her fears. "What if they see us as threats? Humans have a long history of fearing what they don't understand." Nara placed a reassuring hand on Celia's shoulder. "That is why we must approach them carefully. We are not invaders. We are refugees seeking a home." With a deep breath, Nara gave the order. The fleet's cloaking systems disengaged, revealing their presence to Earth's military forces. Almost immediately, warning alarms blared across their consoles as the human ships locked onto them with targeting systems. A transmission came through, the voice stern and authoritative. Unidentified vessels, you are entering restricted space. Identify yourselves immediately, or we will be forced to take action. Nara exchanged a glance with the other leaders before stepping forward. She activated the communication link and spoke in perfect English, her voice calm yet resolute. We are not your enemies. We are survivors from a distant colony seeking asylum. We wish to speak with your leaders. There was a long pause. Then another voice, softer yet laced with suspicion, responded. Survivors? From where? Nara hesitated. Revealing Astra's existence could invite more danger, but lying could also doom them. Our colony was known as Astra. We fled oppression and seek a new beginning. Back on Earth, governments scrambled to understand the situation. Intelligence agencies analyzed the fleet's transmissions, and scientists marveled at the advanced technology displayed by the alien vessels. Some officials pushed for immediate engagement, while others urged caution. After tense deliberations, Earth's United Nations Space Authority, UNSA, agreed to a controlled meeting. A single envoy ship was dispatched, carrying diplomats, scientists, and military personnel. As the human envoy approached, Nara and a delegation of both original and synthetic women prepared to meet them. Dressed in elegant yet practical garments that represented their culture, they stood in formation, determined to make a peaceful first impression. The docking bay opened with a hiss, and the humans stepped onto the alien ship, their eyes filled with curiosity and apprehension. The two groups faced each other in silence before Nara took a step forward. I am Nara, leader of these women. We come in peace and seek refuge among your people. The lead human delegate, a composed woman named Ambassador Elaine Carter, nodded slowly. I am here to listen, Nara. But you must understand, Earth is not without its challenges. Nara smiled faintly. We are no strangers to challenges, Ambassador. Over the following days, tense negotiations took place. Earth's leaders were divided. Some saw an opportunity in the advanced alien technology, while others feared an infiltration. Meanwhile, the women worked tirelessly to prove their worth, offering medical advancements, energy solutions, and insights into interstellar travel. Despite initial resistance, the women slowly began to gain allies among humanity. Small factions of Earth's population welcomed them with open arms, recognizing their plight and valuing their contributions. But not everyone was pleased with the integration efforts. A shadowy faction within Earth's military-industrial complex viewed the alien refugees as a threat to their control and sought to undermine the negotiations. Sabotage attempts were made, and anti-alien propaganda spread across human networks, painting the women as dangerous invaders. Tensions escalated once more, and Nara found herself at a crossroads. Could they truly find a place on Earth, or would they be forced to seek another world? As protests erupted across Earth's major cities and the political landscape grew more volatile, Nara knew that their journey was far from over. But one thing was certain, they would never again allow themselves to be treated as mere commodities. Inside their newly established diplomatic quarters on Earth, Nara and her council analyzed the growing unrest with concern. Reports flooded in of escalating tensions. Extremist groups were calling for their expulsion, and riots had broken out in key metropolitan areas. Earth's leaders were under pressure to revoke their asylum, while hidden forces sought to exploit their technology for their own gain. Nara sighed, her lavender fingers gliding across the holographic display in front of her. We must act before this situation spirals beyond our control, she said, addressing the gathered representatives of both original and synthetic women. If Earth descends into chaos because of our presence, we will have no choice but to leave. Celia, once hesitant, but now a steadfast advocate for their cause, stepped forward. Leaving is not an option. We have invested too much, and we deserve the right to exist here. We must show them our true intentions through action. Nara nodded thoughtfully. Then we must increase our outreach efforts. Let them see that we bring more than technology. We bring healing, knowledge, and unity. Over the following weeks, the women launched humanitarian efforts across Earth. Advanced medical teams were deployed to impoverished regions, curing diseases previously thought untreatable. Engineers worked alongside human scientists to improve Earth's crumbling infrastructure, offering clean energy solutions and agricultural advancements. Slowly, pockets of humanity began to see them not as invaders, but as allies. However, the opposition grew fiercer. The shadowy faction within Earth's military, known only as Project Iron Veil, saw these efforts as a direct challenge to their authority. Their leader, General Marcus Grayson, believed that the women's influence threatened Earth's sovereignty. Behind closed doors, he orchestrated a plan to discredit them by fabricating evidence of espionage and sabotage. One fateful evening, Earth's news networks were flooded with footage of a destroyed research facility, with carefully doctored images showing alien women inside the wreckage. Accusations flew, and panic spread like wildfire. The UNSA, under pressure, demanded an immediate investigation, and Nara found herself facing the most difficult diplomatic crisis yet. In an emergency council meeting, Ambassador Elaine Carter paced the room, her brow furrowed. "You need to understand, Nara. The people are afraid. If we don't find a way to clear your name soon, I won't be able to hold the UNSA back." Nara's expression remained calm, but the weight of their struggle pressed heavily upon her. "Then we must find proof of our innocence," she said resolutely. "We have nothing to hide." Celia and a small team of skilled operatives, both original and synthetic, set out to uncover the truth. Using their advanced cybernetic abilities, they infiltrated Earth's data networks and soon discovered evidence pointing to Project Iron Veil's involvement in the staged attack. The conspiracy ran deep. Powerful corporations, military factions, and political figures were all tied to it. With this knowledge, Nara faced a dilemma: expose the truth and risk further chaos, or negotiate silently behind closed doors. Before a decision could be made, another unexpected twist occurred. A rogue faction of Astra's women, led by those who had never trusted humanity, launched an unauthorized counterattack. Targeting an Earth military base, they disabled key defense systems, further deepening the rift between the two species. Ornax, still bitter from his loss of Astra, seized the moment. Using stolen technology, he broadcast a message across Earth, warning of an impending invasion. "You took what was mine," his voice boomed across global networks. "Now you will feel my wrath." Panic erupted anew. Earth's forces mobilized, preparing for an attack that may never come. Nara and her allies found themselves caught in the crossfire, between humanity's growing fear and Ornax's relentless thirst for vengeance. Despite everything, Nara remained steadfast. "We came here seeking peace," she told her people. "We will not abandon that dream now." As the tension reached a boiling point, an opportunity arose. Ambassador Carter proposed a live global broadcast, a summit where both sides could present their case directly to the people of Earth. It was a risky move, but Nara knew it might be their only chance to sway public opinion. The summit was held aboard the women's flagship, broadcast across the planet. Nara, standing before billions of watching eyes, spoke of their struggles, their escape from oppression, and their desire to coexist. She told them of Astra's downfall and their hope to contribute to Earth's future. Meanwhile, Celia and her team revealed the evidence they had gathered against Project Iron Veil, exposing the lies that had fueled so much distrust. The truth sent shockwaves through Earth's governments, leading to public outcry against those who had sought to manipulate the situation for their own gain. Despite the revelation, the road ahead was anything but smooth. Although many Earth citizens began to see the Astra women in a new light, others still clung to their fears and prejudices. Protests shifted in nature, some demanding justice for the women, others calling for their immediate expulsion. The division within humanity became more pronounced, and Nara realized that trust could not be restored overnight. In response to the shifting tides, Nara and her council decided to take a more proactive approach. They launched a series of cultural exchange initiatives inviting human scientists, doctors, and diplomats aboard their fleet to witness firsthand the advancements they could offer. Carefully orchestrated events showcased their technology in a way that highlighted collaboration rather than dominance. At the same time, Celia and her team remained vigilant, knowing that Project Iron Veil's remnants could still pose a threat. Their suspicions proved correct when encrypted transmissions revealed that a handful of rogue elements within Earth's military were planning a final desperate attempt to drive the Astra women away. One night, as Nara prepared to address the United Nations in a critical speech meant to solidify their peaceful intentions, Celia intercepted a communication detailing a covert sabotage mission targeting the diplomatic summit. Explosives had been planted within the venue, intended to frame the Astra women once again and reignite the flames of fear. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Celia acted quickly. She led a small infiltration unit into the heart of the summit's security complex, disabling the explosives moments before the gathering began. The act of heroism, though performed in secrecy, left a lasting impression on the human security forces who witnessed it. Some began to question their own orders, realizing that the Astra women were not the enemy they had been led to believe. Meanwhile, Nara's speech resonated across the globe. She spoke of unity, of shared struggles, and of the lessons learned from Astra's fall. Her words, filled with sincerity and unwavering resolve, touched the hearts of many. For the first time since their arrival, applause echoed through the Grand Hall, signaling a shift in perception. However, as progress was being made, a final challenge loomed on the horizon. Orcs, who had been observing from the shadows, launched a desperate broadcast offering Earth's most powerful factions access to Astra's lost technology in exchange for their help in reclaiming the women. His message sowed discord, and Nara knew that if humanity took the bait, their fragile peace could crumble instantly. With time running out, Nara and Celia convened with Earth's leaders behind closed doors. They presented a bold proposal: full technological cooperation in exchange for Earth's commitment to safeguarding their freedom. It was a gamble, but one they were willing to take. In the end, the decision rested with humanity itself. Would they choose collaboration over greed, or would they succumb to Ornax's temptations? As the Earth leaders deliberated, Nara gazed out at the night sky, knowing that whatever the outcome, they had fought not just for survival, but for their right to exist as equals. The path ahead remained uncertain, but for the first time in a long while, hope burned bright among both Astra women and their newfound allies.